Welcome to the Whiskey Vault. That was a big,
Just
deep breath.
I'm just trying to center.
Deep breath. I'm going to get up all in the center of this Glenlivet.
That's right. That's a gift from Bryan Esquivel.
Bryan Esquivel, you magnificent
Bastard!
So Glenlivet is, I think,
It's classic.
it's classic. It's classic. And it was one of my earliest whiskeys.
Okay.
Yeah. I think
3
it
or
was
4 years old?
No, I think it was like a 12. Is there 12?
A solid 8 years. Yeah, just 12.
There's a 12. It was a 12. It was a
No, I'm
Glenlivet.
saying, were you 3 or 4 years old?
All right. Yeah, that's okay. All right.
Yeah.
People are often looking for little interesting ways to mix their own collections together. Glenlivet, right, which is just a sweet, friendly, nice little Scotchy thing, with just a little dose of an Islay, like a Lafroig or something. Just like surprisingly few drops in a 2-ounce pour. Yeah, it makes it really interesting and unique.
Wow, you could smell that one
Complex.
sitting. This is are you ready for it? Cognac finish. So a brandy finished
Yeah,
Speyside Scotch.
Yeah.
Or Highland Scotch. Yeah.
that sweet Scotchy. It's like, is it more fruity or floral?
I think I'm gonna go for fruity, but it's riding the line
It is.
of like a flower that, so some flowers you're like, oh, that smells nice like a flower.
Yeah.
And then there's a flower where you go to smell it and it's like, whoa, that's overly heavy and dense.
Yeah.
So if you're talking that kind of flower, yes.
It's kind of like right in between.
Yeah.
I would probably lean towards fruity as well.
If it's
So then
fruity.
you have that light maltiness underneath it.
So this is I mean, they have their bourbon in their sherry casks. They're taking those and putting them into a cognac cask to finish this thing.
I've always considered this personally one of the more underrated beginners-friendly scotches.
I totally agree.
Yeah. Not to take anything away from it for people that really like whiskey, that want to have something just friendly and nice.
Wow, it's just so sweet and candied and fruity and desserty.
Yeah, we're 1,000 miles away from any kind of smokiness.
Oh, yeah.
Honey shows up on that. Tastes like a sweetened, fruity honey.
Remember when we did the honey episode and the Tribe channel?
Oh, yeah.
And there was that honey that was like a blackberry honey. Like the bees visited blackberries.
You totally get the character of that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because it is more honey on the taste, but it's a tinge towards like a fruity honey.
Yeah.
Or maybe more like, because it's bready too. There's malty in there.
Yeah.
So it could be that you're getting like a nice pastry. You're layering it with butter and honey and just a little bit of preserves.
This has got to be 40%.
It is.
Yep. Show me numbers. Yeah. 40%. Now, do we know much about the cognac cask?
Well, no, I mean, it's French. So cognac is specifically brandy coming from a very specific region in France. Sort of like champagne has to come from Champagne, right?
Yeah.
And so cognac is a type of brandy, specific grape, specific region. And my memory serves me, brandy has to be aged at least 2 years.
I got to tell
White
you.
grapes.
I got to tell you.
White wines.
I got to tell you. I understand brandy is a category. My association with the word.
Yeah, it's your wife.
It's like every time you say like brandy, what is she? Oh. Okay.
Brandy's got to be aged at least 2 years
Right.
in French oak.
And that happens also with my name whenever somebody gets in a car wreck.
Oh, yeah.
Or we saw a bunch of wrecks on 35, right?
You're like, well, a bunch of books. Was I on a billboard or something? I don't have anything like that.
Those photos still floating around?
You know, the one thing I discovered about my middle name being my main name is, the way that you like really let someone know you're serious is you use their middle name with their first name.
Right.
Like for my son Jackson be like, Jackson, try. You can't do that, Daniel. It's like, Daniel, wait.
Damn it.
Richard, Daniel. It's not quite the same. To start with the, So here's the thing. I know a lot of whiskey people who are privately or publicly into brandy.
Oh.
Because in the wine category.
Again.
I know.
Again.
It's weird. It's weird.
Just this. Crossing the line here.
Because it's closer to the style of impact on whiskey, right? Because it's wood impact.
Right.
Brandy has a lot of wood impact.
It's like, you mother...
That's what makes it... I can't do it now. That's what makes it separate from other wines. Is that brandy loves the wood.
Well, you're not wrong.
I'm sorry.
These are accurate statements.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Williams. Has she been referred to as Mrs. Williams yet? Maybe at school or something?
Sure. I mean, I'm sure some kid is
Mrs. Williams. I'm going to start calling her Mrs. Williams instead of Brandy.
This like the tiniest, most bottom font on the label here. This goes to the point of we constantly making about how subjective taste is. It says selectively finished in cognac cask, right? To give it a rich and intense flavor. Now, but yeah,
it's rich.
For people that have been to, they've peeked over the edge, they've seen into the abyss of what whiskey is capable of. This is not comparatively as rich and intense as we know that whiskey can get. Like,
not even as like a really, really heavily sherried cask.
We're not even throwing distance to what we know is capable in whiskey. But for a lot of people who are coming into whiskey fresh, this is going to be big, rich, sweet, fruity flavors, intense because of like they're not used to drinking these kind of proofs.
Well,
so
compared to the 12,
subjective.
right?
Right.
Because I think that's what they're comparing it to. In their minds, they're comparing it to their other whiskeys.
Yeah.
So this is the classic Glenlivet 12. And immediately, still has the floral though.
The difference 2 years makes.
Yeah.
Wow. I think this...
And the cognac, right? This is not cognac,
of course,
right?
the cognac.
So I'm still getting the bready and I'm still getting the floral note a little bit.
Much less intense.
Way less. Yeah, and it's this slightly peppery honey.
Yep. Trying to see if it says rich. Oh, this is rich and elegant flavors.
No. So that's the difference between elegance.
This is elegant. This is intense.
Intense, yeah.
So saith the labels. She dropped a little water.
Yeah, even on the palate.
Drop a little water on the cognac one there.
Even on the palate, the dense sweetness is there.
Greg Scratchley. Okay, Rex, I think I've got the connection between the tribe and your former, perhaps still, life in the media world. How did you turn the apparently mild-mannered Daniel Whittington into the media superstar he's become? Can you see the puppet strings?
I love two things about this. One, that evidently I'm mild-mannered.
He's always been an asshole.
Yeah.
You cannot put that on me.
And that it's slightly depressing to me how little anyone realizes that I spent 20 years as a full-time musician. Working really hard, being well-known as a musician. Got basically nowhere. I mean, I did mostly play behind other people on top of doing my own stuff. And then I start drinking whiskey.
Right.
And completely get all of the...
Hey, you, hobbity bastard.
Yeah.
Shut up and drink the whiskey.
Yeah, right?
Stuart Burness. What was the last gig you or Danny Boy
really?
went to? And do you have a favorite playlist to share on Apple Music?
Oh, Danny Boy.
I don't have any playlists to share. I don't care if people listen to the stuff I listen to.
Hey, my dad has a playlist we use at the bar on Spotify.
Yeah, but it's so crusty, man.
It's amazing.
You have to dust that thing off every time you push play.
No. It's
so
called
old.
Hold on.
70s.
And it was my dad creating a whole list of all the things.
Right. So Daniel's already an old man.
Yeah.
This isn't old man Daniel creating a playlist. This is old man Daniel's dad creating a playlist.
If you go on Spotify and look up 70s, so something, there's a picture of me when I was a kid floating in the pool. And that's the graphic.
Oh, but
look at that. That's me, baby. With hair. With serious hair. You can't really see that.
But I did come across this amazing band. It's called Heilung.
Heilung?
Heilung.
All right.
Out of Germany. And it's spelled Heilung. Heilung.
Yeah.
Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get on the YouTubes. I know, that's a reach. That's your reach right now.
Yeah.
All right, but you want to go all the way to the YouTubes. All right, just get ready.
Uh-oh.
There's letters and a lot of consonants here. KRIGSGALDR. Okay, now there's a video of them performing this live. And if you liked the Vikings TV show,
okay.
this is amazing. Tribal, like old school Celtic runes and so good. Okay.
The last show I went to, I think, was Randy Newman. I went to Randy Newman playing a show all by himself on piano at the Paramount in Austin. I'm pretty sure that was my last concert. It was amazing.
Yeah.
That's it?
That's the stuff. Look for the live show. The YouTube video is super good. Yeah, man. I like what the Cognac Cask did to that
I do.
Yeah.
I would want to do that with a cigar because of the sweetness of it. I don't know if I would want to live with this one. I actually prefer just sipping on the 12.
Yeah. Nice. Underrated. It's not going to rock your world, but it's just a nice little easy
pretty.
sipper there. Here's to fighting, stealing, and drinking.
If you fight, may you fight for a friend.
If you steal, may you steal your lover's heart.
And if you drink, may you drink with us.